Hello, everyone. My name is Alex Bailey,
And I'm Alexa Ruel.
and you're listening to the first episode zero of Brainstorm, Exploring Minds and Behaviors.
Alex and I are two Montreal-based graduate students, passionate about all things psychology and neuroscience related.
I'm a master's student studying cognitive neuroscience and Parkinson's disease out of McGill University.
And I'm a PhD student studying decision-making across the lifespan at Concordia University.
We're starting our podcast with the goal of creating invigorating and hopefully thought-provoking panel discussions with other graduate students, as well as professors from North America and beyond, who are all experts in their fields. The initial idea for Brainstorm came about after a lot of discussion about the importance of science communication and the need for more collaboration in science.
Universities are often really good at starting intra-departmental discussions about research findings and their significance. But most researchers rarely look at related fields for different perspectives to seek a better understanding of their own research topic. This can be really problematic, as without an understanding of the full picture, even the best researchers can be left with an extremely narrow understanding of their own research. For the general public too, without proper context, new scientific ideas and often very niche findings lead them feeling maybe overwhelmed and super confused. I know I am, at least sometimes, when I hear findings from outside psychology.
Think about it this way. All topics in research happen in the real world. That is, in a domain that's affected by many factors that just don't order themselves neatly. And while this makes the process of doing science complex, it also makes it all that much more interesting, as different fields and different researchers approach questions from unique angles.
Absolutely. Sometimes I think about it as, from that perspective, if I fail to make connections to other research domains than my own, I might be failing to fully understand my own research topic. And that's kind of a weird idea when you think about it. A lot of cross-field collaborations already exist and result in huge forward strides for psychology and neuroscience alike. Neuroscientists, for instance, have recognized the need to employ methods and findings from computer science to develop computational models to help model human cognition and behavior. So this cross-field approach not only has a lot of potential, but has been shown to lead to amazing advancements in all the contributing scientific fields. By combining findings from recent research in neuroscience and psychology with other fields as diverse as economics, medicine, chemistry, and others, we really think that these in-depth discussions about traditionally psychology-based topics can occur in a whole new light and allow us to really explore the wonders of the human mind.
As you can tell, we're kind of obsessed with everything having to do with psychology and neuroscience, but there's just so much to explore. It's been estimated that in each of our brains, composed of billions of cells, that together nearly approach the exact same number as the stars in the entire Milky Way galaxy. And yet, unlike the stars, each of our brain's neurons, the fundamental cells that compose our brains, through their ebbs and flow of their intrinsic trillions of connections, are responsible for making all living beings able to experience the world around them. Moreover, thinking about psychology and neuroscience is also something deeply personal. Consider this. All of your emotions, all of your perceptions, all of your actions, all of your thoughts, all of your beliefs, and all of your memories are contained in your brain. It is quite literally what makes you, well, uniquely and fully you.
So beautiful. Our second aim in creating Brainstorm was to make sure that these cross-field discussions that are already happening are available, but also interesting to academics and the public alike. Even in the cases where these cross-field discussions are happening, they're often not so available to the public to listen to. Or even if they are, they're too complex. And sometimes, let's be honest, they can be too boring for anyone to care about. Scientific discussions don't need to be that complex and dry. Everyone likes science. I mean, at least I do.
And it's in the spirit of the sense of being able to make great strides in understanding that we want to create our podcast so that we can try to bring people together and to build bridges, not only with the members of the scientific community, but also the public by strengthening the concept of scientific literacy. And perhaps even more importantly, hoping to get you all as excited about psychology and neuroscience as we are. After all, learning more about what makes human beings tick is something that has intrigued our species for thousands of years, yet it's only now that answers are beginning to emerge.
Absolutely. If I had to say the overall goal here of Brainstorm, Exploring Minds and Behaviors, I would say that it's to really foster this cross-field, but also cross-university discussions on topics related to psychology and neuroscience, while keeping our language of these discussions accessible. In this way, anyone interested in learning about how the brain creates the mind can simply learn by tuning in. With each new episode, which we plan to release monthly, we'll tackle a different topic in psychology neuroscience through round-table panel discussions with 3 to 4 expert graduate students and/or professors to spark lively discussions, jokes, and debates.
Hopefully.
By examining topics as broad as decision-making, memory, personality, and sleep, with researchers, each with their own unique fields and perspectives, Brainstorm hosts invigorating discussions bound to interest both academics and the members of the public alike.
The long-term goal of our podcast is that it can serve both the scientific community and the public at large by helping to frame psychology and neuroscience as a collaborative instead of a competitive endeavor, which incidentally is also in line with open science practices. Essentially, Brainstorm is nothing short of our attempt to develop a platform upon which open science conversations can begin.
If you're interested in learning more about our podcast episodes, our mission, or want to join us as a guest, reach out to us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, or even email us at brainstorm.podcast.mtl@gmail.com.